Oh, today, ladies and alright, today we are playing a different game. I'm playing a different game instead of Sea of Thieves. The Stanley Parable. Am I saying that right?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Yay.
Employee number 427's job
If I
was
don't
simple.
lock in the next 20 years.
He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. Solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, shoot. Oh. Wait, what am I doing?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided
They're
to go
all
to the
dead.
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Am I his bitch? I really want to know that now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I ain't no bitch.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Wait.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
What if I don't, though? What if I...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Well, yo, stop. This is... Ah!
That's her, Stanley.
What?
You need to be the one to do this.
What?
To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in
What
another,
the fuck?
then pick up the phone.
How do I pick up the phone?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, if you're waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All
Damn.
right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Yo, stop!
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Damn.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
I mean...
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Good morning, employee. Press circle.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's
I ain't pushing a button.
Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful.
Really?
And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? And he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button.
Yo, stop.
And I tried.
What happened?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What if I go to the door to my right? I'm gonna be a bitch.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. This is my boss. Executive bathroom. So I'm not allowed to go in that bathroom because it's executive.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
2845.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
2845.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So it's a random button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
So, let me guess. I'm leaving the Matrix. I'm getting out my job. I'm investing into crypto. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to invest in crypto. I'm tired of this old, boring job. I'm leaving the Matrix. Like Andrew Tate says. What does Andrew Tate say? Like Andrew Tate says, you gotta leave the Matrix. College is a scam. Leave the Matrix. I can't see.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
So, to mind control, ideal awaiting input. So it's either I leave the Matrix or stay in the Matrix, aka stay as a jobless workaholic.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Damn.
Was it over? Yes. He had won.
Yes!
Defeated the machine. Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. Even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Yeah.
How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
Yeah.
What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
Oh
But
my
as sunlight
goodness.
streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
Wow.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility.
Did I
of a
complete
new
the
path
game?
before him.
I feel like I had like two
This
endings.
was exactly the way.
I got like
right
two
now,
endings.
that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Wow, I got a happy ending. I think I got a bad ending and a happy ending. I beat the game. What? Get your... Huh. So do I just like keep playing?
Even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no.
What
No,
the
it's to the right. My mistake.
Okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Yo.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
What?
This time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay,
No.
from the top.
Oh my gosh.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story.
Bro, so
okay,
I'm gonna
let's
get
head
jump
back
scared.
the other way and retrace our steps.
I swear. Stop.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Do you remember, Stanley? About this. You win!
Hey!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Let's go.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh my gosh.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
How do you get up there? I can't jump. Okay. Oh.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door.
I say to the left. I swear, this guy's the way this guy's talking is making me my mind explode. Like, this guy talking right now is just making my mind explode. I swear, he's talking way too smart. The confusion ending?
The confusion ending? You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes? Oh. Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or
Can I just reset the game?
The journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Yeah. Well, in the meantime, if you...
And we restarted the game.
Office.
What's downstairs?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence.
I don't know what to talk about. I'm just so blanking to this game right now. It's insane.
In a single moment, for no reason at all. None of it made any logical
sense.
Am I
going on a loop?
As Stanley pondered this,
I'm going on a loop. Oh my gosh.
For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
What?
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Stop.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Huh.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss, I have an office, I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real, I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Stop.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed.
Yo, Stanley did some hardcore drugs. He probably took that fucking shrooms. He probably took some acid.
On the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, And in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body.
Am I dead? Am I dead? Like...
And then she turned and ran.
Oh, so she didn't call the cops, she didn't call, like, an ambulance.
And when at last he found the source of the room... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system.
Wait, what?
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room.
I'm so
these
cooked.
numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
What?
Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
New content.
New content? What does that mean, new content? Of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Gimme the content, Stanley. All right, let's see.
Oh my gosh!
The jump.
I can jump!
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness.
Oh, is
And
this
here it
the
is.
button?
Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that... Oh, you're back, you see? You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal... Honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Really?
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my
Oh.
goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Why is it
Stanley,
black?
I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us.
Stop.
About everything we've been through. I've had so much time.
Stop.
I stopped keeping track after a year. Have
Oh,
you
it's been
ever
a
sat
year.
down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret.
Yo, stop. Alright, this game's getting... Yo, stop.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs down review and make all of their pitiful demands. The end is never the end, 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 is never...
Yo, stop. Alright, why is this game getting scary? Stop.
The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the...
Bro, I can't, bro. I want to stop. Hey. It's just desert. We're just in desert. How? We're just... Oh, it just puts me back.